So ISO 27001 is a information security standard. It's an international standard that is recognized globally. It matters because security of our information and data is really important, and it's a great way of getting the acknowledgement and assurance that the practices and policies that you've put in place work and keep that data and your system safe. So in my opinion, all elements of ISO 27001 are equal. However, the main thing to take from it is that the whole idea of ISO 27001 is to maintain the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of your data and your client's data. So it gives our clients the reassurance that what we're doing is right and work. We implement policies, practices, technical controls, but to have a third party, external and independent auditor come in and tell you that what you're doing is right, not only gives our clients reassurance, but also ourselves. It also helps us improve our processes on an annual basis, because auditors will always identify potential improvements. So it gives that confidence to ourselves, our investors, our clients, that there is a continuous improvement there. And that's what clients want to see. They want to see that they can trust a business in handling their data. So some of the top risks are social engineering attempts, so vishing and phishing emails and calls. So making sure that our employees are aware of how to identify them and what to look for and how to respond to them, report them to the IT team, making sure that they're given all the tools and knowledge they need to be able to be our first line of defense. Additionally, just cyber incidents in general. 50% of UK businesses have reported a cyber incident in the last 12 months, which tells you how much we need to think about the security side of things. So obviously the first line of defense are our employees, but we also need to think about technical controls and how can we protect our networks, our infrastructure, and our data. So firewalls are one thing that we need to think about, and making sure that we can identify and block unwanted or unauthorized traffic, making sure that we can identify any unauthorized access where possible, or any weak passwords and things like that. There's a lot to think about, but you need to make sure that you've got the organizational controls and the technical controls in place to support one another. Although it's not a legal requirement, companies do need ISO 27001. It gives companies the assurance and potential clients the reassurance that what you're doing is right and that you can protect their data. Also, on the other side of it, if a company wants to work for the government or offer some services to the government, and you're going through that tender process, you need some form of accreditation or certification. So, as an example, if you're applying for a tender and you don't have ISO 27001, company B does, they're going to be ahead of you in that tender. So it gives potential clients and current clients a lot of assurance that you can look after their data and you will protect their data. So the most important things for me are senior leadership buy-in and stakeholder engagement. Without senior leadership buy-in, it's not really going to go anywhere. The message from the top has to be a positive, engaging message to the business. And stakeholder engagement, making sure that the relevant stakeholders are involved from the outset, making sure that they're aware of the benefits, the reasons why we're doing it. The biggest selling point from us internally is, let's look at our sales team, for example. If we speak to them and tell them, ISO is going to be a really good selling point to our clients and potential clients, that'll get them on board really easily. So GDPR and other global regulations require technical measures to protect data. It doesn't define what those technical measures are or can be. However, when you've got an internationally recognized standard like ISO 27001, it's a great way to measure yourself and gives you a lot of confidence that you are complying with the requirements of GDPR in protecting personal data. ISO 27001 again gives you the external recognition and reassurance that you're doing what you need to do. So it's not just a mark my own homework situation, but it goes into a lot of detail around the technical and organizational measures, which is what's called out in GDPR. So the first thing would be have a read of the standard. Only part of it relates to IT or security controls. A lot of the measures are actually organizational controls. So things like recruitment, making sure that we are recruiting the right people. Also, risk management isn't just an IT problem. Everyone needs to be aware of risk. So the majority of ISO isn't technical. So it's not really an IT problem, but you will need to work with your IT team to make sure that the technical controls are in place. A lot of it, you'd be surprised, the more organizational controls. So the biggest piece of advice would be don't treat it as a tick box exercise. Across the UK, 50% of businesses have reported a cyber incident in the last 12 months. So that just shows you how important it is to get the right technical and organizational security controls in place. A lot of businesses come into ISO 27001 just to get a nice shiny new certificate to show off to clients. Whereas in reality, the whole idea of it is to continuously improve what you're doing, not standing still and moving with the times and the technology as things change. Another piece of advice would be not to overcomplicate things. Make use of software out there like Be Certified, which will provide you with the framework, templates, guidance, and checklists to get you on the right path. It'll help you implement things a lot quicker and a lot more efficiently.